I can't hear. Good morning, everybody. Is it afternoon? No way. What's going on? It's flying. Okay, for those who don't know me already, my name is Fire. I've got a bit of a story, a bit of a journey. Like all of us have got a bit of a journey and a bit of a story, so I don't think my story is going to be much different from a lot of other people's story. But one of the most important things that I love to express is the most important thing you paid nothing for is what you start to not look after. And that's what I did. I paid nothing for this, my body, my thoughts, my love, my family, but yet still we start to neglect it, especially as men. Especially as men. We as men, you know you can't get the help. Yeah, especially as men, you know we love our cars more than we love ourselves. And that's what I was doing. I had 3 Mercedes and I thought that was life to have those 3 Mercedes, a Rolex watch, and all the little trappings, but I was never happy. Never happy. And what I did, I abused my body, basically. It's all about what I call lifestyle and life choices. 2006, I found myself in a presentation with New York Council, and there was a thing like this going on, and they said to me, why don't you come and get a blood pressure check? And I've never really took any notice of blood pressure, I didn't know what it is. And I said, nah, I'm alright. He said, it's free. And I said, nah. He said, it's free. What have we got to lose? So I thought, oh my God. So I got into the room. As I got into the room, rolled up my sleeve, put the pressure on me. Then he turned around and looked at me, he said to me, I think you need to go and see a doctor. I said, yeah, all right. He goes, I don't know why. He says, I think it's a bit too high. But I didn't know what the numbers were on that blood pressure. I never knew. So I didn't take much notice of it. And that time I was working at Whitcross Hospital, teaching the doctors, the nurses, the admin staff, the catering staff, the cleaning staff. They wanted something that they would all gel with. So they brought me in to teach them dance. So as I was going to start a class, just like this, audience, as I was just going to start the class, I got up, I said, everyone ready? And everyone said, yeah, they're all sitting, standing up ready to do stuff. And as I did that, I went boom on the floor, just boom. Anyway, so they're all there, I was out for the call. All I heard in my unconsciousness is, Fire, you all right? Fire, you all right? And they said, rush me in. So they rushed me into A&E. And because I was kind of working in the hospital, from the A&E, they just pressed me straight through. So they put me straight through in the room, and when they put me in the room, they then started to put all the different things onto my body, the different pulse things and whatever it was. And they did all the tests and that. I came through about an hour later, and they said to me, your blood pressure, the same thing the guy spoke to me about, which could be about a month before, is the same thing that I'm now working in the hospital and I've collapsed. Blood pressure. So I didn't understand it. They said it's 230 over 210. I don't know. Numbers didn't mean nothing to me. It didn't mean nothing to me. So from then, there was one guy there, a black guy, who was a ministry staff, and when he heard it all, he came up to me and he said to me, Fire, don't take the medicine, just change your diet. I said, what do you mean? He said, just change your diet. But that didn't make no sense to me, just change your diet, blood pressure. It didn't make no sense whatsoever to me. Anyway, from that, went to the doctors. They then put me onto their blood pressure tablets. From the blood pressure tablets, I started taking them in 2006. I carried on taking them until 2012. From that, another couple of years after that, I found myself going out, doing the gig, DJing gig and stuff like that. And next thing you know, I felt myself going. So I got myself on the back wall, walked on the back wall till I got to a chair, sat down. In the chair, I was out from the count from 7 o'clock to 1 o'clock in the morning. They thought I was sleeping, but I was unconscious. So my friend took me to his house. When we left the place, took me to his house. He said to me, I said to him, I was out unconscious. He said to me, Fire, let me just do something on you. And I don't really like people touching me. I said, yeah. He said, no, you just take it. So I said, go on then. I don't like men touch me. Put it that way. All right? Okay. So he then produced this little machine, which I never knew what it was either. It's a blood test machine to test your blood, the pH level of your blood. So when he pricked my finger, put the slip in the thing, the blood, he then said to me, I think your blood's a bit high. Gave me a set of numbers. He said, the numbers are 39.9. 39.9. And he then woke up his wife, who was a nurse. He said, I think my blood's a bit high, it's 39.9. She said, to go straight to the hospital, do not pass go and pick up £200. Yeah? And I said to him, he said to me, do you think you're all right to do, I was in Catford, he said, do you think you're all right to drive there to Newham General? I said, yeah, I'll be all right. Would I be all right? I'm driving in my car, got started in my car, started to drive. As I started to drive, I'm driving like this eye closed up, went blind. So I'm I'm in problems. I'm in some serious problems. So I'm driving like this, I thought, what can I do? I've got to get to the hospital, I've got to get to the hospital. So I turned around in the car like this, because I could only see out of this eye. When this eye closed, this eye then went cross-eyed. So I couldn't see straight, I had to see like this. So I'm driving like this, and then I'm able to do my pedals like this. I got to Newham General from Catford, I don't know how I got there. I couldn't park. I couldn't see how to park. So I end up leaving the car in the middle of the road. If anyone's been Newham General, in the middle of that first road it is, I left it in the middle of the road. I couldn't park it. So I walked into the thing. I said to the lady, this is what's happened. My mate tested me, he said it's at 39.9, blah, blah, blah. She said, all right, you go and sit down there. But as I got into Newham General, there was lots of people. Lots of people. And people with broken arms and people who twisted up, blood coming out. People. And I'm looking at this and I'm sitting down there for about 4 hours. And they said, made an announcement, said, if anyone can come back tomorrow, come back. So I'm like feeling all right. I said, yeah, me, I'll come back tomorrow. They said, not you, you go and stay there. So I thought, these people with their eyes hanging out and they asked me to come back. Well, it can't be that bad. Anyway, so I stayed there when the doctor got to see me about 6 o'clock in the morning and they done all their tests. He came back and said to me, how did you get here? I said, he said, I've had people come in with less numbers than that and die. Less numbers than that and die. He said to me, you've got diabetes. So from high blood pressure, and I got diabetes. Yeah? So he said to me, he gave me some injection, I can't remember what he did, but gave me some pills and said to me, go home, this is what you've got to do. You've got to go to the opticians, but you've got to go and get a prescription. So I've got myself home, a few hours, woke up to go and get a prescription. As I was going to go in my car to get a prescription, I'm driving, got to Green Street. I live on a place called Rumford Road. I got to Green Street, the eye gone again. The eye gone again. I had to just park it round the corner from the police station and walk to the chemist. And when I got to the chemist, they gave me the prescription. From there, I took the thing, went back home, went back in the night, got my car. And then the eye then started going regularly. So like every two hours, shut down. So I knew there was something wrong. So I just went to the optician the next day. the optician, all he wanted to do is sell me glasses.
Yeah.
That's all he wanted to do. Because he did it through my eyes, went there, and then when he finished selling the glasses, he said, I think you need to go to the hospital. After he sold me the glasses. So now I've then thought, well, I'm going to go to the hospital, go to the eye hospital, because it's what they said. So I've gone to the eye hospital. They've had me in there I was there from 9 o'clock till 4 o'clock, going through loads of different tests. Loads of tests. By the time I get to 4 o'clock, get to the doctor, who's now going to read the results of all the tests, they find out if you don't have an operation within the next 6 months, you're going to be totally blind, and we're going to have to operate on the next side. So I kind of understood what they were saying, because like one eye went. But then she showed me the picture of my eye. And when she showed me that picture of my eye, it looked like me, an electrical circuit board. And she showed me a big picture, and I said, this is a circuit board. And she said, see this part? That's where the problem is. And when I look, it's a breakage. So I'm saying, hold on. Circuit board, breakage. I'm thinking, what different? So I then thought, right, let me go home. I'll go home and start to do a little bit of research. And I knew my family in Barbados grows a plant called moringa. Do you know the moringa plant?
Yeah.
The powder, the leaf, the moringa. So I started to research it. As I'm researching it, it starts telling me the properties of it. And they said that the pH value. When it said, mentioned the pH value, I went, that's electrical. I'm an electrical engineer by trade. But I didn't train as an electrical engineer, I was born in. Because from I was born, I was taking things apart and finding out how it worked. So I knew how the earth worked. I knew the 3 elements of the earth, which is copper, magnet, and carbon. I knew this from a child. But what happens, the way you live, we're going to go back a little bit, the journey that you made. Now, by the time I was 12, I was going around with boys that were 18, and I became a thief, and a burglar, and a bag snatcher. All these things I did, credit card fraud. And goodness cannot live in badness. Goodness cannot live in badness. From there, once I started to understand that our body is a system, it is an electrical system. I then started to read about it, then I started to think, right, I'm going to go on the moringa. So I found the moringa, started taking it, and I kind of changed my diet. Not all the way, but a bit. And then from where the eye was going, because sometimes the eye will go out for half a day, and I'm not looking, I can't see nothing for half a day. It started to slowly stop, just by changing what I was eating and taking the moringa powder. But still, I still not got the whole picture. I still end up getting a thing called depression. So I stayed in my house for close to 3 years. I dropped off the scene of teaching. I was indoors for 3 years. Didn't go out. And in that time, with the diabetes, I then caught another thing called gangrene. Go to the hospital, the doctors, they said to me, take off your shoes and socks, because now I ain't telling no one this is going on. My family, my daughter, she had to stay with me for 2 years. I'm indoors. Police are knocking my house. And they're saying to me, I'm going to get lost, leave me alone. They said, I'm breaking the door down. I said, get lost. I said, open the door. And I opened the door. I said, see, I'm all right? Bye. You know? But anyway, when I went to the doctors for a checkup, they said, take your shoes and socks off. But I'm too proud and I've got too much ego. So I said to myself, no, I ain't taking it off. They said, you've got to take it off. I said, I'm not taking it off. They said, you've got to take it off. I said, all right. So I took off the shoes. As soon as I took off the shoes, they took off my socks, they saw my feet, bang, straight to hospital. Again. So I'm now in hospital again. And what happened, when the doctor saw me, he took a prod and he went to my feet and my toes. Can you feel that? I went, yeah. Can you feel that? I went, yeah. Can I feel that? I went, yeah. He said to me, there's nothing wrong with your foot. This time my foot's minging. You can see everything coming out of it and all the top of it, because I had a thing that I caught as well called shingles.
Yeah, you got the worst.
Yeah? And so I'm scratching all over my body. Yeah? In my groin, scratching with shingles on my feet, my toes. And the man then told me there's nothing wrong. And when he told me there was nothing wrong, because he didn't know I was a dance teacher, an examiner, and he didn't know for 3 years I could not walk. I was walking sometimes with 2 sticks because I couldn't walk. My back started to hinge up. Yeah? From there, when I looked into his face, I looked at him and I said, he's a liar. He's a liar. Because he looked me in my face and told me there was nothing wrong. And I couldn't walk. Yeah? And that's when the penny dropped. I went straight home, took all the medications I was taking, put them in a search engine, or what I call, everyone thinks Revelation. No Revelation? That's the last book of the Bible, yes? Revelation? But we think it's the last book of the Bible. The last book of the Bible is called iPad, iMac, iPhone. The book of knowledge. Because there's nothing you can't find out from there. You have to work it out because it tells you lies as well. You have to work it out because it tells you lies as well. But once you can work out the lies from the truth, there's nothing that you can't find out. And I then started putting in all the medicines I was taking. Because previous from that, I tried to commit suicide. I did not know why I tried to commit suicide. But once I read the medication and the ingredients of the medication, I saw why I was trying to commit suicide. From the medication. From that, I started to get knowledge. Because I first started with moringa. And then, because I had the gangrene, I then tried to work out if moringa is applied in screen, and this is what they would use to put around you if you've got cut, the leaf. So I took the moringa powder, put it in my foot, changed what I started looking and started learning. Because the key to all this and the key to your life, there's only 2 things you need. The first thing is love, and the second thing is knowledge. If you're dying under the age of 80 years old, you're dying lack of knowledge. Now, I can't tell you, it's got to be about 300 to 350, 400 people I personally know in the last 4 years that have died. And most of them have died under the age of 65, where they're now coming up to get their pension, and they've worked and they're put into the system, and that money stays in the system. And I'm talking about black, most of the people I know have been black male and black women. And when people come to me and say to me, oh, such and such has died, they say they died of this. I said, no, they died of lack of knowledge. Because there's one of the things in the Bible saying, my people will die lack of knowledge. And so I then started to team up with some guys. I teamed up with this guy here, who's Russell Alkali, who is a herbalist, which I've learned quite a bit from this guy. Yeah, we both teamed up. He teamed up with a doctor who studied medicine and everything, but he doesn't use no medicine, no pharmaceutical to reverse anything. And because I'm an electrical engineer, I understood different elements of machinery that we could use to reverse. Because we cannot cure nothing, but we can reverse everything. Because if you do the same thing you did before, it'll all come back. It'll all come back. But everything's reversible. But the most important thing, we have to be the decision makers of our body. Because that's the most thing that we have got for free, and then we trust it to someone else in a white coat and a pair of stethoscopes. Yeah? And if you really start to quiz these people, especially these new doctors, because they don't train like how they trained in the 50s and the 60s, they train only how to dish out medicine. Dish out medicine. That's all they know. If you got a backache, they say, "Oh, is it here? Yeah." You say, "Oh, try this. That don't work. Come back. Try this. That don't work. Try this." And that's because they're all singing from the same hymn book. The same hymn book that's being written by the pharmaceutical companies. And that's basically it. But my philosophy now is to give knowledge. Because it'd be harder for us as a group to build a space rocket. But to reverse any cancer, any high blood pressure, any diabetes, to me, they're all one big bad cold. That's all they are. Because 99.9% what's causing it is mucus. Mucus is the lower denominator. Mucus. So most of the stuff we die from, mucus, fungus, worms, parasites. The biggest thing that they're using to kill us now, radiation. Then the food. So all these things, that's what we're dying of. But with knowledge, you don't have to die from it. If you've died under 80 years old of any of these diseases, it's because of lack of knowledge. And we trust those people. Did your mum ever tell you, never take a sweetie from a stranger? Yes. Who's heard this one? Yes. Show me a hand. Who's heard a hand? Never take a sweetie from a stranger. Show me a hand. Everyone. But yet still we go into a room, something like this, and give a stranger an arm and put 2 sweets in there, and then I come back in another few weeks and put another 2 more booster sweets. All of these sweeties, and we don't know what the ingredients are. We have to empower ourselves with knowledge. We have to empower ourselves with knowledge, because that's what's going to take us through this. Knowledge with love is the most important thing. But as you see on the table, I've got a few things. But just before I go into it, the lady was talking about stones, the power of stones, the lady. Really good presentation. This is Shungai. This stone is an unbelievable stone. Because this stone, the only place you can get it is Russia. Can't even get it in Africa. Only Russia. So when I mean Russia, I mean Poland, Latvia, all they were part of Russia. That's the only place you can get this stone. And once this stone is on your body, it repels the radiation and the 5G. That's what this carbon stone does. Radiation and 5G. When it's wrapped in copper like this, the copper is just to hold it at the moment, so it doesn't do anything. But when you fuse the stone and copper with a magnet chain, it becomes a lethal weapon. Because what happens then, with the magnet chain, you've got the chain that will reverse your polarity, and from AC to DC, direct current, because when your blood and your body's running, it's running like this. That's AC, it's a spectrum, it's got a line in it, and the split is where the line is. When your body's running DC, it's direct. So as it's direct, it stops the mucuses from coming in your body and then out your body. Once you've got this on, yeah? And it doesn't matter what size it is, because she was talking about the pyramid stones, the stones, they usually go by your router to stop the 5G. Because people don't really understand that, so I'm just going to give you a quick synopsis of the 5G. But your body runs on what they call 7 to 8 gigahertz. The Earth revolves on the magnetic field between 8 and 10 gigahertz. 5G means 60 gigahertz. So if your body runs on 7 and then you jump to 60 gigahertz, and that's what they've electrified the Earth with. So when they're talking about underlying issue, when we're in front of that screen, getting the radiation, and we're in front of the TV screen, and we've got the smart meters and all that, that's all radiation coming to us. And what happens to us, the thing it affects is your 2 lungs. Because you've got to be 20% acidic, 80% alkaline. What it does, the lungs, your 20% acidic is for the mucus that's in your lungs. Because your lungs cannot work without mucus. But once much mucus going in your body, it has to come out. So what is mucus? Diabetes, high blood pressure, dementia, Parkinson's, all the diseases you can name is mucus. All can be reversed. All can be reversed. But the most important thing, as I say to you, two things, two energies, love and knowledge. With love, you beget care. So the first thing is to love yourself, and then when your children come, you start to care for them. You care for your husband, you care for your boyfriend, you care for your girlfriend. But the first person you have to care for is yourself. Because I've seen sick people trying to help sick people. Sick people who are sick, trying to help sick people. And trying to give them advice, trying to cook for them and all these sort of things. You know? But a sick person is hard to heal. That's why you've got to look after yourself first and love yourself. But one of the things here, on my stand and alkaline stand, I've got everything to reverse any illness. Even if you don't bath me, I don't really care. You just pay me for knowledge. Because that is my thing. To give you knowledge. To give you knowledge. But anything, but just to close up on it, everything you see here, from toothpaste, if you go into the shop and you buy the toothpaste, Sensodyne, all them Oral-B, all them things, just look down there on the toothpaste. If you find it red, it will make you dead. Okay. If you find it green, it's clean. Okay. Yeah? Just check your toothpaste. Red will make you dead. It has fluoride. Fluoride is a slow poison. Yeah? Even in that last, what we call scamdemic, because everyone knows it's a scam now. Yeah? Even in that last scamdemic, they said to the children, and they ordered the dentist to tell the children and everyone to swallow the toothpaste. What? It was on the news. They told the people. So basically, you're swallowing fluoride. You're swallowing poison. It's on the box. Read the box. It's on there. It's plain and stuff. Like the cigarette box. Cigarettes can cause cancer. It's on the tooth box. Toothpaste is poison. But I have to tell you as well, the big one that's got the ring, Colgate, I'll tell you the name. They've even got the Chinese now putting green on it to try to mislead you. So you still got to read the ingredients. If it's got fluoride, there's two types of fluoride. There's chemical fluoride, then there's a natural fluoride that comes from the earth. Yeah? The chemical fluoride is what they said is what Hitler and the Germans used to kill the Jews. I weren't there, so I don't know if it even happened. It's just someone's story, and I'm going through history. But I weren't there. It could have been a great man like Steven Spielberg put this whole show up. We just don't know. Unless you were there, you can't tell me it definitely happened. But anyway, so toothpaste, one of the things. The other, use that. How do you find it? Yeah? The other thing is, one of the things I say to everybody, have in your house. Blood pressure, have it in your house, get to the readings, and this, an oximeter. It reads the oxygen in your blood. These are two vital machines that are inexpensive that can save someone's life. Yeah? Once you understand the readings on this and how to work these out, and they're not difficult, yeah, it can save someone's life. The other thing as well, if you've got one of these machines to just test your blood, if you are under anything 7.5, anything like that, if you're going in between 7.5, well, you can still survive on 5 and 6, 7. But if you go 4, there's a problem. And if you're going anything above 13, there's a major problem. Because 7 is enough. But what happens? Our blood can regulate because we're more carbonated. The difference between us, someone that is European, their skin's lighter, and we're more darker, so the sun quickly penetrates their skin, where it takes a longer time because we're more carbonated. So they need the sun, but we also need the sun. Sun is the part of the life force. Yeah? So this is another good machine. Then I've got a rare couple of different things, like, I don't know if you know the neem tree. Anyone know the neem tree? Neem? Yeah, right. The neem tree. Neem is basically the earth's fungus and worm killer. So if you had worms going into one of your apple tree or a plum tree, you spray it with neem and they won't eat the thing. And that's how, this is what we should be using as pesticide on everything. Our vegetables, our fruit should be grown with it sprayed. And then when you go home and you buy from the grocery store and you buy your vegetables, you wash with it. You put the stuff, everything into one bowl of water and you wash the lot. Get that stuff that they paint on the apples, they put on the fruit to make it look juicy, get it off. It's all poison that they put on the apples and the oranges and all the fruit that you eat. What we're about to do. So neem. The other thing, moringa. So one more thing. The neem will go into your stomach, kill the worms and the fungus. The neem. The moringa, it deals with your brain, liver, kidney, lungs, heart. If you've got arthritis, it starts to help with arthritis. If you've got gout, it will help with gout, because arthritis, gout, gangrene. That's how it works. Yeah? And then the other thing is called triphala. Triphala. This only grows in India. But this is your cancer. Your cancer. So if you've got cancer cells inside your body or you've got any cancer, this is the thing that you need, triphala. Yeah? There's a lot of herbs and lots of herbs that we know that can help cancer, stuff like soursop and all that. And a lot of things repeat itself. Yeah? So I'm only going to give you a few because there's so many different herbs and lots of herbs repeat themselves. Yeah? But one of the most important things is while you're looking after inside your body, the most important organ is your skin, outside your body. Even the clothes that you put on, every clothes have a pH value. So when you put a shirt on, you think that there's an energy. There's an energy. That's why when you wear things like hemp or cotton, those clothes give you a much greater energy than nylon. Yeah? So the clothes we put on our backs and everything has an energy. And have you ever been, like when you go into a wedding, you go to the shop and you get your dress and your thing, and you look in the mirror and you go, yeah, I look good. Yeah? That's an energy. It's a frequency. So it makes you happy. So there's all little different things. But anyway, so as I say, I've got a range of things. One of the other things, black seed oil. The kumino from the nigella tree. With the black seed oil, all oils are not the same. Again, if you buy oil from Egypt or the Mediterranean Greece, it's slightly different from oil from India or Ethiopia. They're the strongest oil. Why are they the strongest oil? It's the earth, the soil that they're growing in. That's what makes the difference, yeah? And with the black seed oil, I always say to people, if you're taking it, put it underneath your tongue, 1 minute, 30 seconds, let it stay there so the enzymes can go into there. Because if you don't, the body will steal all of it, yeah? So the black seed oil, yeah? One of the greatest things that I've got at the moment is called a tumbi. Has anyone heard of this?
No.
Has anyone heard of this?
No.
Show me a hand if you've taken this. Anyone? Yeah, the tumbi is from Nigeria. It's all basically herbs from Nigeria that only grows in Nigeria. But these herbs, the way that I describe a tumbi, it has been made by the hand of the Almighty. Where crack cocaine was made to destroy our body by the man called the devil, yeah, a tumbi was made to give us our bodies back. Because what the tumbi does is a symptomatic cleanser. It reverses your body back to zero. It takes out all the mucus out of your body and resets your body. And the most important thing it clears is the pineal gland. It's because your information, I've got no more information than you got, because you all have the same information. You got the information from your mother and your mother's mother and your mother's mother and all your ancestors. Because when your mother was born is the very day that you were born. All you were doing was inside your mum as an egg. And then when your dad found you, you were the lucky one, jackpot, come out. But like, the information is all behind the pineal gland. Anyway, I've got to stop now because I'll go on and on and on, and then there's the questions and answers. If I don't know the answer, I always know a man that does. He belongs to the AA. Okay, any questions? Yes, honey.
Good afternoon, everybody. First question about dementia. My mum was recently diagnosed, and she's 84, and she's like a completely different person. So, is there any hope for reversing?
Okay, dementia is no different from having diabetes. It's no different. The only difference is in a different place. But it's mucus that holds it. Yeah? Let me explain to you what the crown of the head is. The crown of the head is base copper. And you've got receptors, carbon receptors that fires on the base copper. That gives you your electricity. And what happens is, when you get body gets too acidic, and that's with too much mucus, it covers different parts of the brain. So the brain can't fire. Because your brain is like a highway, a motorway, a by road, a closed road. You see the road maps of a road, that's what your brain is like. And when it then gets covered with the mucus, different parts of the brain. So has anyone seen people do this?
Yeah.
What's that called? What's it called? Can't hear you. What's it called?
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's. If you've got Parkinson's, it's saying that part of the brain is blocked. Yeah? So it needs to be cleansed. But what happens is, when you get to around about 82, yeah, what happens is, it's really difficult to change something that they've done for all those years, their life, to change their foods, because they're so used to food. Change of diet, yeah? A washout, a symptomatic washout, yeah? Do that first, get rid of the excess mucus in, then what you have is a cleanse, repair, maintain. And when you cleanse, repair, and maintain, you're maintaining with the food. Because I'm going to give you, I want you to just, I'm going to give you 10 random foods. 10 random foods. And each time you eat that food, just go like that to me.
Yeah.
Chicken. Fish. Red meat. Cheese. Milk. Butter. White rice. None of them?
I eat some.
Look. See that? I'm looking at it. Yeah, but I still need to see them hands. What? So that's 7 things I've called.
Yeah.
Soft drink. Alcohol. Bread. That's 10 things, and if you put your hand up for those 10 things, they're the 10 things that cause the problem of dementia, high blood pressure, eczema, all of those things. All of those things are under the 7 mark. They're all acidic. So that's what causes dementia. Fish, every fish that is born with parasites. When you eat the fish, you're not eating it live, you have to kill the fish and then cook it. So everything that is in the fish, and fish eat smaller fish. Everything that is in the fish, so if the fish has got cancer, you've just said it's cancer. If the fish has got any disease, if all the fishes, shrimp, snails, What's the other thing? What they all sell? Oyster, steak. What's it? No, shrimp, mussels, lobster. All those fish feed from the bottom of the sea. So from the bottom of the sea, if you understand gravity, shit drops. They eat it, you eat it. It's as simple as that. But hear this, babe. It's not what you eat. It's how you get rid of it. The most important thing you could do, which I didn't understand, is fast. Fasting is the key to life. I'm not talking about this one intermittent fast. I fast 24 hours and then down. It helps, but fasting properly, if any disease you got, I don't care what you got, anything, it can be reversed with this fast. 40 days and 40 nights. Any disease you got can be sorted out 40 days and 40 nights. That's how easy it is. That's how easy it is. And if people could do it, the 40 days, 40 nights, they don't need me. That's how simple it is.
All right. I haven't gone 40 days or 40 nights. I've gone 21 fasting. I think it was changing, but I wasn't fasting because of what you're saying to me now. I was fasting at the time because that's what the church said we had to do fast for 21 days, and that would break.
Can I just ask you a question?
Yeah.
In that 21, did you eat anything? Anything?
Yes.
That's not fasting.
No, we don't accept our because I'm
Yes. When I'm still talking about the 40 days,
yeah.
I'm saying only water.
Only water. That's what I'm saying.
Only
But
water.
what if you're on like me now? You're fasting without taking anything it's ready.
Yeah.
Diabetes, whatever.
Yeah.
What do I do? How would I go about this? Like, oh, the doctor used to make you drink plenty of water, but you still have to take your tablets and everything. You can't take the tablets on your belly. Does it work?
Well, the most important thing is that it all can be reversed. Remember my first statement?
Yeah.
I had diabetes. I had high blood pressure. I had shingles. I had gangrene. So I've lived a life. That's why I can speak about it, because I've actually lived a life. Yeah? So, being an electrical engineer, once I started to remember that you are a system, I know everything can be reversed. But the most thing it takes is discipline. Discipline.
Okay.
Discipline. Discipline.
So 40 days coming up
40,
now.
yeah, 40.
So all I can have is water.
Water. Water.
Alkaline water or something. Yeah.
Pardon?
What kind of alkaline water? What water?
Well, best water is water, alkaline water. Anything above 7.0 pH value is always going to be alkaline. But the most important thing is that, again, this marvelous stone called shungite, the stone in the water clears all the rubbish out of the water, and it puts back what H2O means, the oxygen, back into the water. This stone. Unbelievable stuff. And I marvel at how the Almighty can make Africa have all these different minerals, and Caribbean have all these different minerals, and make Russia only country that has this mineral. It was. It was.
Okay, I just wanted to ask another question. What type of diet would you recommend? For example, would you recommend a plant-based diet? And also, do you have a book?
No, I haven't got a book as yet, but the knowledge is already in you. You know that. It's the truth. You know the truth already. You know it's a plant-based diet. That's truthful. When you ask me the question, you already have the answer. You already had the answer. Yes? I'm not going to tell you I wouldn't eat a bit of fish and a bit of meat. I'm not going to lie and stand up in here. But let me tell you something. I know how to get rid of it. I've got time. I've got this lady here. This lady there. This lady there. Lady there. She's been putting up her hand. Get this lady in there. That's it.
Hello. You haven't mentioned the sea moss.
Sea moss?
Yeah, so I'd seen a video recently with Nicola Lopez
With who?
We left Di Lopez where she was on a show. She'd got an illness and she went through the fasting, and she was asked, you might, yes, and she was fasting, and she was taking CMOS, and she was thriving on CMOS, and she'd been fasting for about 20 days, and she was on this program, and she spoke about it afterwards. It was absolutely amazing, and she looked phenomenal. So, you know, I would want to add CMOS in a way you've got moringa, because CMOS on itself is, you know, when you're going to cook it.
CMOS is fantastic. But the thing about CMOS, yeah, you get the same, exactly the same minerals in mango leaf. The leaf from the mango leaf, as the tree, has got the same minerals as CMOS. But CMOS is just been, what it's been excited at. You know, everyone, oh, CMOS this, CMOS that, CMOS this, CMOS that. And like, it's time. My name is Fire. Let's fucking it out! I've got a shop on Romford Road, 637 Romford Road. I've got my cards, my stand outside, and you can get any more information from me.